Hello. Okay, Sonja, you asked me to do a short video explaining my app smashing personal PD. But first I want to say that actually that was not my PD goal. My PD goal was about Seesaw, to be like proficient in Seesaw, including using app smashing within Seesaw. And so you asked me why I chose it. I'd say I got interested in Seesaw this summer and I really wanted to look into it more. And so, obviously I started like following Seesaw, different people who do Seesaw, different Seesaw posts like on social media. And I found this person, her name is Jordan Priestley. She's actually from New Zealand and she has this blog, Mrs. Priestley ICT. And she's like a tech guru. If it is technology and you can use it in your classroom, she's done it. She has been doing it. She wrote a book about it. I mean, she knows it all. And she does a lot of app smashing. She does a lot of Seesaw. I also really got inspired by this lady. Her name's Tracy Wood. She's actually from Andover, Kansas. And she did a webinar on Seesaw this summer about how she uses Seesaw in her first grade classroom. And it was so awesome, the things that she was doing. The one thing that really stuck with me was when in this webinar, Tracy said that now she has a way for her students to really explain their learning to her. And with that, like if a student can record a video of them doing an activity or even like walking me through the concept that we've done, then I know exactly which one of my kids understands and which of my kids do not understand. And I just think that's so powerful. So also why I chose it, I would say why I did the app smashing portion of it was because, it kind of sounds cool, app smashing, but I didn't even know really what it was and what it entailed. I thought maybe you were taking one app and another app and smashing them together in a hybrid app. I don't know. I thought it was going to be a lot more difficult. So it's actually not as cool as it sounds. I mean, it's still cool, but it's not as cool as it sounds. It's actually app smashing is just taking a different app, creating something in a different app, and it could be an app you use every day, and then uploading it to your Seesaw app, to your student journal. So you're using two different apps, together. You're creating something and then you're putting it in your other app. So also the cool thing about that is, like I said, the creative part of that. The kids really get to create something. They get to show their learning by creating something. And so the next thing you said, I did want to share a little bit. So some of the apps, you can use any app basically, and if it's a video or a way to explain something and then upload it to Seesaw. So, some of the ones that we've done this year is we've used ChatterPix, which if you don't know what that is, you can take a picture, or you can take a picture of a person, an actual person, or just take a picture of the internet or draw a picture. Then you can draw a mouth on it and record your voice, and as you talk, it makes the mouth move. This kid right here actually did his mouth a bit big, so it's kind of hard to see his mouth moving, but you can. So I have it pulled up on my computer in a QR code, so I'm just going to take a picture of that. Everything you do in Seesaw, you can make a QR code with, and it automatically pulls you up right to that specific post. And there's lots of ways I use those QR codes.
This store is fancy because it could never happen.
So I don't know if you could really see his mouth moving, but we did a little retell. We all drew the character from the story, and then we did a little retell. I asked each student at the table a different retell question. And, it's fun, it's engaging, it makes their learning kind of come to life. And, if they make this little picture talking about this story being fantasy and why, they're going to watch it 100 times because they like to see their own stuff. They're going to watch it 100 times rather than me trying to drill that concept into their brain 100 times, and they're not listening to me. So another one we've done, you could use Pic Collage. This example isn't actually Pic Collage. I just made a document with some pictures on it, and I asked them to label the pictures and tell me what we did. We did a little field trip to the health department because I wanted to be able to take away what we did that day, like what we actually learned there, or if their parents want it, because parents can see all this. What their parents, when they ask, "What did you learn today?" I don't know. Well, they can look on Seesaw and see, well, who went to the health department. She can't remember the health department though.
So now you're gonna
At the place, we learned about teeth, heart, and germs.
Okay, so there's that right there. I've also done book creator, and we've done shadow puppet as well to make a book. And we just did a little student book. Turned out real cute. We did it for Valentine's Day. And, each student did a writing page on it. And then we uploaded it to Seesaw. So we're smashing those apps again.
Love is making cookies with my mom.
So they all got to draw a
Love
picture
is
and record their
spending
voice
time with
reading
my family.
into the book.
Love is when my mom takes me to the mall.
So you get the gist of that. And then lastly, I just wanted to show one more example about just explaining their learning. So, I can ask these kids over and over and over, what connection did you make to the story? What connection did you make to the story? What kind of connection was that? Or I can just make a little template for them to fill in. And if they get to draw a picture, type in the words, and record their voice, like I said, it's so much more engaging for them. And I feel like it's more memorable for them as well.
This story reminds me of when I hear a whistle. I made a text-to-self connection.
So right there, he just showed me he knows what a text-to-self connection is. He actually made a connection with this story. So that's just another way that I really like using Seesaw. And so I think the last couple questions you asked me, how has it helped me? Well, I feel like it's really helped me because it's allowed me to kind of step out of my comfort zone. It's really allowed me to be more creative and allowed the students to create more. And you always find something. Well, let me come back to that. I also can clone myself. They talk about that a lot at Seesaw, cloning yourself. Well, I can record a mini lesson explaining it, even showing them, modeling it, and have them be at a different table and listening to it and doing it independently. So it's basically I can run 2 tables at one time. It saves a lot of time in a lot of different ways. I can go on forever about that kind of stuff. But, and the last question you asked me was, do I like the personalized PD? I love this personalized PD because I feel like you always find something that you think is really cool and you're like, oh, I'd love to use that in my classroom, but you just never have the time or find the time to learn it, do it, implement it. And I feel like with this personalized PD, I actually had some time to work on and learn something that I really wanted to do in my classroom that I feel like has made me a better teacher and, made my kids be able to show me their understanding more. And it was something that I was really passionate about, and that it was so cool to have, 2 days to actually work on something that I'm passionate about that I really want to do in my classroom. So, okay, sorry if I talked too long, but I hope I answered all your questions. Thank you.